All right, here we go. TBL Championship Series 2008. We've got two teams left. We've got Jack and the Boston Boom going against Chris and the Spokane Sasquatches. Not sure how we got here. I don't think anybody is, but these two teams are well deserving after a pretty impressive playoff run on both sides. So, without further ado, let's get these games underway. I feel like that's my saying. Without further ado, let's do this. I hope so. Yeah, or just pull up the All right, a little correction there. So the Sasquatches are going to be the home team, and they're going to be hosting the Boston Boom in game 1 and 2. Then we'll be back to Boston games 3, 4, 5, and then back in Spokane for game 6 and 7 if necessary. So, all right, let's get things started. Cameron Phillips on the mound, leading off Tim Johnson for Boston. Ground out to second base to lead things off. 1 down. Next up, we've got Nick Kennedy, the shortstop in the 2-hole. Kennedy is going to walk on a full count, so first base runner on for the Boston Boom. And he's going to bring up Zach Coster, two-way wonder, hitting in the 3 spot. And he hits it to center field. Center fielder's there, though. It's going to be the second out. Malik Roach, the rookie sensation, hitting cleanup. He strikes out looking, so after half an inning, Boston nothing. Sasquatches coming to the plate. Mike Marino leading things off for the Sasquatches, facing Zach Coster, who is on the mound as well today. He's going to ground out to the shortstop, 1 down. Wayne Williamson at the plate. Except for those Sasquatch uniforms. They don't look right. J.J. June after a Wayne Williamson double. So man on first, man on second, 1 out. It's up the middle for a base hit. It's going to score Williamson. So the Sasquatches strike first in the bottom half of the inning. 1-0. Ben Fowler at the plate, the number 4 hitter. Dribbler on the infield, and it's going to be an infield base hit. Fowler gets down the line, so it's going to be first and second. Still 1 out here for the 5-hitter, Juan Martinez. Martinez having a pretty nice postseason, hitting .319. He's going to hit to the second baseman. It's going to be a force out at second. He hit it to the shortstop, force out at second. First and third now, 2 down. It's going to bring up Jason Gartz. Gartz is going to hit it up the middle for a base hit, so that's going to score another run. Round comes... Who scored? Round comes someone. Makes it 2-0. Round comes J.J. June. Mike Batchelor up at the plate, center fielder. First and second, 2 down. First pitch swinging, he grounds out to the first baseman. That's going to retire the side, but 4 hits, 2 runs for the Sasquatches after 1. They have a 2-0 lead here at home. Leading things off in the top half of the inning for Boston, Mark Scott, the right fielder. Scott's going to ground it to the left side. Shortstop has it, throws to first, and gets him in time, 1 down. Going to bring up the other Scott, Jared Scott, the center fielder. He's going to walk on 4 pitches, so base runner for the Boom. Now up Jeremiah Brantley. Brantley's going to, he's going to try to steal second. Scott's going to be out, so the base runner quickly eliminated, and Brantley still at the plate with a 1-2 count. He's going to hit it up the middle, so a base hit, first hit of the game for the Boston Boom. Tom Powers at the plate, second baseman in the 8th spot. The pickoff attempt's going to go wild, so Brantley up to second. Powers hits it to the center fielder, but that's going to be an easy out, and that's going to retire the side after 1.5. Sasquatches 2, Boston nothing. Adam Bishara leading things off, the catcher for the Sasquatches. 4 postseason home runs for Bishara. He's going to ground out to the shortstop, 1 down on a 0-1 pitch. Chris Grant, the 9 spot. And he's going to walk on a 3-1 count. Coster loses the 160 hitter here in the postseason. That's going to bring up to the top of the order Mike Marino leading things off with 1 down here. It's going to pop up on the infield. That's going to be out number 2. And it's up to Wayne Williamson with 2 out and 1 on. Williamson's going to walk at a full count. So all of a sudden, 2 on, 2 out for J.J. June. He hits it to center field, but the center fielder's there, and that's going to retire this side. Sasquatches strand 2 runners after 2 innings. Spokane 2, Boston nothing. Top of the third, leading off, Carlos Granados, the first baseman, hitting in the 9th spot. He's going to hit it down the right field line. It's going to drop for a base hit, so the first guy's on for the Boom here in the 3rd inning. Back to the top of the order, Tim Johnson. Johnson's going to strike out swinging on a check swing. Nick Kennedy at the plate. Kennedy walked his first time up. Going to dribble it on the infield, and that's going to be, I don't know what just happened there. Was that a liner? Okay. He caught a line drive. It looked like a dribbler. 2 down for Zach Coster. Trying to help his own cause here. He's going to dribble it to the pitcher as well. So that's going to be the end of the inning. After 2.5, 2-0 Sasquatches. And Fowler leading things off. 1 for 1 on the game. He's going to get it to the shortstop. Going to be retired easily. First pitch. 1 out. Juan Martinez up. And Martinez on the first pitch is going to line it to the right fielder. It's going to drop for a base hit. 1 on, 1 out. Jason Gartz at the plate. Gartz grounds out into a double play, so that's going to end the inning after 3, 2-0 Sasquatches. Malik Roach at the plate. Strikes out swinging. Bring up Mark Scott. Mark Scott lines out to the center fielder, 2 down. Jared Scott at the plate. He strikes out swinging. So Cameron Phillips through 4 innings pitched. No runs allowed, pitching really well for the Sasquatches. It's going to bring us to the bottom of the 4th. Mike Batchelor at the plate. It's going to be a base hit up the middle. Leadoff runner on for the Sasquatches. Adam Bishara at the plate now. And they ground out to the third baseman. Leadoff runner taken out. 1 down. It's going to bring up Chris Grant at the bottom of the order. I think he's still in the game. Base hit in the center field. The runner goes to third. So runners on the corners now for the top of the order in Mike Marino. 0 for 2 on the game so far. He hits the 2-2 pitch to right field. That's going to be the second out. Is the runner going to tag? He's going to try. He's not going to make it. So he throws him out. A perfect throw from Scott over in right field. And he gets him at the plate. So the score remains 2-0 after 4 innings. Top of the 5th, Jared Brantley leading things off against Cameron Phillips. Phillips is at 67 pitches through 4 right now. 1 down. Brings up Tom Powers. Powers going to pop up. 2 down. First pitch. Carlos Granados up. He's in a cold funk right now, hitting 171 this postseason. He's going to pop up on the infield as well. So, quick, easy inning for Cameron Phillips after 4.5, 2-0 Sasquatches. Leading things off in the 5th inning for the Sasquatches, Wayne Williamson. Ground out to third. That's going to be the first out. Next up, we have J.J. June, 1 for 2 in the game, has driven in a run in first. It's going to hit it to the left fielder. It's going to drop for a base hit. Second hit of the game for J.J. June, and he is on with 1 down. We'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Ben Fowler. Fowler 1 for 2 on the game as well. He's going to strike out swinging, so that's 2 down, and Juan Martinez at the plate. Martinez is going to strike out on a check swing. So Coster out of the inning, and through 5, we remain 2-0. Leading off, Tim Johnson. Johnson grounds out to the shortstop. 1 down. McKennedy at the plate, 0 for 1 with a walk on the day. Going to fly it to the right fielder. It'll drop for a base hit. So a 1-out single for Nick Kennedy. 3rd hit of the game for Boston, trying to get something going here. Zach Coster at the plate. He's going to hit it to the shortstop, and he's going to throw over to first and retire Coster. The runner advances to second. Malik Roach now batting. Roach is going to ground out to the shortstop. So nothing across for Boston in the 6th. On to the bottom half. 2-0 Sasquatches. Leading things off, Jason Gartz, 1 for 2 on the day. Ground out to the shortstop, right up the middle. Shift looked like it was on right there. 1 down. Batchelor up, and he is going to ground out to the shortstop as well. Shortstop staying busy over there. 2 down. And Adam Bechara at the plate. Base hit in the right field, so a 2-out base hit for the Sasquatches. Chris Grant at the plate. 1 for 1 on the day. There's a pitcher change. Thank you. Robert Renteria in for Boston. So Coster out of the game, at least as a pitcher. 10 innings pitched so far this postseason for Robert Renteria. He is not allowed to run. So he's been really, really good for the Boom. And he gets out of the jam here to retire the side. So after 6, 2-0 as we go to the top of the 7th. Cameron Phillips still in the game, facing Mike Bunch, who's in, I believe, in relief of Jared Scott, maybe, who was in right field. And Phillips gets some swinging. That's going to bring up another pinch hitter in Juan Leos. So both Scotts have been pulled from the game here. Leos flies out to left field, 2 down. Jeremiah Brantley at the plate, 1 for 2 on the game. And he strikes out. Don't know if that'll be it for Phillips, but he ends strong if so. He's up in the 90 pitch count range. On to the bottom of the 7th we go. Mike Marino facing Renteria, who's still out there after finishing off the last half of the last inning. Marino flies out to left field. That's going to be the first out. Next up, we have Wayne Williamson. Williamson takes the 2-2 count, and he grounds out to second, 2 down. J.J. June at the plate. J.J. June, 2 for 3 on the day. He's going to pop out in foul territory. The right third baseman's there. And that retires the side. So after 7, we're still 2-0. Powers leading things off against Cameron Phillips, still out there, 95 pitches. going to be a liner to the second baseman. First out, first pitch. Next up, we have Pedro Contreras pinch hitting, or at least, yeah, pinch hitting in the 9 spot for Boston. The strikeout swinging. Another strikeout for Cameron Phillips, 7th on the day. He's had 100 pitches now to face Tim Johnson. Johnson's going to hit it to right field. It's going to drop for a base hit. The tying run's going to come to the plate here in the top of the 8th for the Boom, and that's going to be Nick Kennedy. Sticking with Phillips. And Kennedy grounds out to the third baseman. That's going to retire the side, so Phillips gets through 8. On to the bottom half of the 8th. 2-0 Sasquatches. 3 outs left for the Boom here in Game 1. Ben Fowler leading things off in the bottom half. Renteria still out there, 1.1 innings pitched. A really well-pitched baseball. He's going to get Fowler to ground out first. 1 out. Martinez at the plate, 1 for 3 on the day. And he's going to strike out, so 2 down. Jason Gartz. Grounds out to the second baseman, so a quick 1-2-3 inning. Oh, he's safe. I'm wrong. He beat out the throw, so infield single for old man Gartz. Somehow get down the line quick enough, and that is going to bring up Mike Batchelor. He's going to line out to left, and that will retire the side. So after 8, 2-0 Sasquatches. Let's see who's out there. We got Eddie Sanchez, the closer, out there for the Sasquatches, trying to close it out. He's been touched up a little bit this postseason, but he's pitched a lot. 8.2 innings pitched. Going to get Zach Coster, so he's going to have to get the heart of the order for the Boston Boom here. Full count to Coster. Grounds out to the third baseman. 1 down. Malik Roach at the plate, 0 for 3 on the game. He hits this to left field, but the left fielder is right there. 2 down. Going to bring up another pinch hitter in Corey Morgret. This is the 4th pinch hitter of the game for the Boom. Not afraid to use their bench. If Corey Morgret can extend the inning, he's got a full count. He's going to line it to the right fielder. Popped up shallow, and that's going to do it for Game 1. Sasquatches take Game 1 at home 2-0. They only surrendered 4 hits to the Boom and shut them down completely offensively. Take a look. Scroll down here. Player of the game, Cameron Phillips, 8 innings pitched. Zach Coster didn't pitch terribly, but not enough to get the win. On to Game 2. Don't forget to save. We'd hate to lose those results. All right, Game 2. Game 2. Looks like we have the ace for the Boston Boom and Boyd Perry going against Gibson Granville. I think he's maybe your 4 pitcher? So a bit of a mismatchup in the pitching department here, but that, this is baseball. That doesn't mean anything. We'll see how this one plays out. I just need 1 or 2 minutes. I'll be right back. All right, Tim Johnson leading things off against Gibson Granville here in Game 2. Sasquatches with the 1-0 series lead, taking Game 1 at home. And a ground out to third to start things off. One down. Next up, McKennedy. Strikes out swinging. 2 down. Zach Coster at the plate, the DH. Coster's going to ground out to third as well. That's going to be a quick 1-2-3 for Granville. After half inning, Boston 0, Spokane coming up. Mike Marino leading things off against Boyd Perry. Boyd Perry, 4-0 this postseason. 32 innings pitched, 26 strikeouts, 1.69 ERA. He's been lights out. Ground out shortstop to lead things off. 1 down. Wayne Williamson at the plate. Strike 3 looking. 2 down, J.J. June. He's going to ground out to the shortstop. And a quick 1-2-3 for Perry. So both pitchers come out strong. On to the second inning. Malik Roach for the Boston Boom. And he crushes this one, but it's right at the left fielder. And out. 1 down. Next up, Mark Scott. Did suffer an injury last game. We should probably check that. Can you click into that real quick? Can you click his name over there? Day-to-day. Okay, finger blister. He'll survive. So, Mark Scott back in the lineup with a finger blister. And he hits it down the left field line, and that's going to be gone. What blister, he says. 1-0 Mark Scott on the opposite field. Home run down the left field line. 352 feet. Didn't go far, but went far enough. 1-0 Boston. First run of the championship for the Boom. That's going to bring up Jared Scott. He grounds out to the shortstop, so 2 down. Jeremiah Brantley at the plate. Dribbler on the infield, and that's going to be an infield base hit. So with 2 down, the Boom get another base runner for Tom Powers. Powers strikes out, so that's going to end the inning. Boston gets a run. They take a 1-0 lead after 1.5. Top of the second inning, Ben Fowler leading things off against Boyd Perry. That's going to be a base hit to the left field, left fielder who had to come over for that. It was in the gap, but leadoff single for the Sasquatches. Juan Martinez at the plate. And that's going to be a base hit. So first and second, nobody out for the Sasquatches after a pair of singles. To the bottom of the order we go. Here's Jason Gartz. 1-0 pitch hit to the left fielder deep, but not deep enough to do anything. Going to be a fly out. 1 down. Runners remain at first and second. Mike Batchelor at the plate. And he strikes out swinging, so 2 down. Adam Beshara. Going to hit it to the center fielder, but he's there. And the Boom get out of the small jam. After 2 innings, 1-0. Carlos Granados leading things off for the Boom here in the top of the third. He strikes out swinging, 1 down. Going to bring us back to the top of the order, and Tim Johnson. Johnson's going to ground out to the second baseman, 2 down. Nick Kennedy at the plate. Kennedy flies out to the left fielder. So 1-2-3 go the Boom in the top of the third. Up come the Sasquatches, trailing 1-0. Chris Grant, bottom of the order. at the plate. And he strikes out looking for the first out, Mike Marino. Marino hits it to the third baseman, and that's going to be an out, 2 down. Wayne Williamson at the plate, 0 for 1. Wayne Williamson flies out to the third baseman, so a 1-2-3 inning for the Sasquatches after 3. 1-0. Zach Coster leading things off against Granville in the 4th. Coster grounds out to the third baseman for 1 down. Malik Roach at the plate. Malik Roach grounds out to the second baseman, 2 down. It's going to bring up the home run hero from the second inning, Mark Scott. He's going to lay down it's practically a bunt, and that's going to retire the side. So another 1-2-3 inning, and on to the bottom of the 4th we go. J.J. June starting things off against Boyd Perry. Strikes out, swinging, Ben Fowler at the plate. He grounds out to the shortstop, 2 down. Juan Martinez grounds out to the second baseman on a nice little diving play. So, 3 up, 3 down, and all of a sudden both pitchers have fallen into a little groove here. 1-0 into the 5th. Jared Scott leading things off, and he's going to line out to the third baseman. 1 down. Jeremiah Brantley at the plate. Hits it in the gap. This is going to be maybe the first extra base hit of the game the second extra base hit of the game for the Boston Boom. And he's there on a double. 1 down for Tom Powers now. He's going to be intentionally walked. They're going to bring up the 9-hitter. See what they can do with Carlos Granados. And he hits it to the center fielder. It's deep. I don't know if he'll tag. We'll see. He will not. So first and second. Now with 2 down, Tim Johnson's at the plate. On a full count, he gets him looking. Or I guess he swung and missed. I missed that. But full count, he strikes him out. And that's going to do it for Boston. They still lead 1-0 going to the bottom of the half of the inning. Jason Gart's going to lead things off against Boyd Perry. Strike 3 looking on that one. 5 strikeouts now for Perry. Mike Batchelor at the plate. He strikes out Batchelor, so 2 up and 2 down by way of the pitcher. Shera. Shera's going to line out to the left fielder, so I'm pretty sure that's 9 up and 9 down for the Sasquatches. Boyd Perry, at least. Boyd Perry is absolutely cruising right now. Nick Kennedy at the plate, leading things off against Granville. Both of these pitchers, Granville and Perry, really doing good on the pitch count right now. See these guys going a ways if things continue like this. Zach Coster now up. He strikes out. 2 down. Malik Roach. He's going to hit this up the middle for a base hit, so a 2-out single for Malik Roach. Gives Boston life. Mark Scott back up. That's the home run on the game. And he's going to bloop this into the into center field for a base hit. His second hit of the game. And that puts runners on the corners for Jared Scott. Scott down the line. This is going to score a run. Extra bases for sure. Let's see if it just scores 1. The guy from first, he's going to try to score. And he does. Scott goes down to third, so a 2-run double for Jared Scott here in the 6th inning gives Boston a 3-0 lead. And Jeremiah Brantley now up the plate. He's going to walk. First and third. Granville strikes out. Strikes him out, so leaving them on the corners, but 2 runs for Boston. Boston 3, Sasquatches nothing. Chris Grant against Boyd Perry. Boyd Perry all of a sudden with a 3-run lead feels pretty good. 1 out, lines out to the center fielder, Mike Marino. Two down. Wayne Williamson. Grounds out to first, so 1, 2, 3, go the Squatch again. After 6, 2-0, 3-0, excuse me. Carlos Granados going to lead things off here against Granville, who's still in there. 1 down. Granville's up at 87 pitches, facing the top of the order again, and Tim Johnson. Two down. Nick Kennedy. Kennedy hits it deep to the wall, and it's going to be caught. Fantastic play at the wall. What a great catch. That retires Boston. So after 6.5, we've got a 3-0 game. Sasquatches 9 outs remaining. J.J. June leading things off against Boyd Perry. And he hits this well. He hits it to the wall, and that's going to be gone. So the Sasquatches are on the board. J.J. June hits a solo home run to left center field, 384 feet, and it's 3-1. Boyd Perry at 75 pitches. Ben Fowler at the plate. Going to be ball 4 and a full count. Juan Martinez at bat. Martinez, it's going to be a wild pitch, so Ben Fowler's going to go down to second base all of a sudden. Juan Martinez still at the plate now, 1-0 count. And he hits the full count deep to left, and that's going to be gone. It is. It's gone. So all of a sudden, Boyd Perry looks penetrable. Oh, that didn't sound right. But it's 3-3, and the game is tied, and there's no outs left here in the 7th inning. Jason Gartz. He's going to ground out, so trying to change the script here and get back to normalcy. Boyd Perry gets the ground out, and we're going to have a pitching change now. Bob Paulson in the game. I think they were warming him up, and they just couldn't get him in there quick enough with how quickly. Well, I guess just things just happen quickly, I was going to say. But anyways, Paulson strikes out Batchelor, and that gets him back on track. And Bichara at the plate now, 0 for 2. And there's out number 3. So in a flash, the Sasquatches tie it up 3-3. On to the top of the 8th we go. Zach Coster. Strike out. That's 1 down. Malik Roach. He's going to pop up. 2 down. Is that Granville still pitching? Granville's still in there. 100 pitches now. Mark Scott, 2 for 3 on the day with a home run and a single. He's going to strike out looking. So after 7.5, tied at 3. Sasquatch is coming to the plate. Chris Grant going to lead it off here against Bob Paulson, still out there. Pitched well in the bottom of the 7th to close out that inning. Gets the first guy to ground out. Mike Marino at the plate. Base hit past the third baseman, so a 1-out base runner for the Sox. Go ahead and run at first for Wayne Williamson. Williamson hits this well to right field, and it's gone. over the leaping right fielder's glove. Two-run homer for Wayne Williamson, and that gives the Sasquatches a lead, 5-3 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. What a turnaround. J.J. June at the plate. I thought this was looking pretty good with Harry on the mound and a 3-run lead, but Sasquatches have clawed back here. 2 outs now as June flies out and Fowler is at the plate. Olsen still on the mound for the Boston Boom. Ground out, but the shortstop bobbles it, and that's going to extend the inning here. It's going to be a shortstop by Kennedy. Juan Martinez comes to the plate, 2 for 3 with a 2-run homer earlier in this game, back in the 7th inning. And is that going to be an infield hit? It is. Juan Martinez sneaks out an infield hit, so he's back on base. Jason Gartz 0 for 3 on the game. Going to get a chance with 2 gone and 2 out here. Jonah Harris coming in to pitch for Boston. Try to get out of this jam and keep it close. They go to the top of the 9th. And he does. He gets him to fly out to the left fielder. That's going to end the 8th inning with 2 more runs for the Sasquatches, and they have a 5-3 lead as we go to the top of the 9th. Jared Scott's going to lead things off against the closer, who's back in there for game number 2, Eddie Sanchez. See if they can get to him this game. He strikes out the first guy, Eddie Sanchez, ex-paddler. Shout out on the podcast here, Championship Podcast. Corey Morgret, pinch hitting for Boston. Let's see if Morgret can get anything going. He's going to pop up to the catcher. That's going to be 2 down. Last out remains Boston here, where they're going to be down 2-0 going back home. Tom Powers at the plate. Round down to the third baseman, and that's going to retire the side and end the game. Sasquatches, big comeback late. Take it 5-3 and now have a 2-0 series lead as we roll into game 3. Take a look at the player of the game. It was Gibson Granville. He went 8 innings pitched. Pitched really, really well. And he's not the strongest guy in the Sasquatches rotation, so let's see if Boston can get back in this series in game 3, or if it's going to be a onslaught from the Sasquatches. Of course, it's going to be home field advantage. Sounds good. We'll take a quick 5 minutes, and then we'll come back with game 3. All right, here we go. Game 3. Boston versus the Squatch. Squatch up 2-0. See how this one plays out. Joey Johnson against Roberto Patino. Patino. Damn, has he pitched this postseason yet? 0-0? That's his versus Spokane. Click into him. Click into Patino real quick. Let's see. 10-24. He pitched 3.2 innings pitched in a win against Las Vegas. 6 walks in that game, but didn't allow any runners. So Joey Johnson pitched pretty well this postseason, I feel like. You want to click into him? Take a look real quick. Probably should have done this in game 1 and 2, taking our time, right? But yeah, he's pitched really well. I mean, he's gone 6 innings pitched in all starts this postseason, and 4-0. So see how this plays out. Marino leading things off against Patino. Oh, yep, Wayne Williamson up next after the strikeout. Things off. Wayne Williamson grounds out to first. 1 down. J.J. June up next. June grounds out to the third baseman. 1-2-3. Go the Sasquatch is up next. Boston. Tim Johnson leading things off against Joey Johnson. In a battle of who spells their name correctly, Tim Johnson wins. He hits it into left field for the base hit. And a leadoff hit for Johnson, a leadoff double. Let me get things rolling for the Boom early. Next up, Nick Kennedy with nobody out. Kennedy is going to fly out to the right fielder. Is Johnson going to tag? He is not. So 1 down for Zach Koster. Ground out to the third baseman, and that's not going to get the runner anywhere. So 2 down all of a sudden for Malik Roach. Roach strikes out looking, so Joey Johnson works out of the man on second, nobody out jam. After 1, 0-0. Leading things off, Ben Fowler. Going to give up base hit, or he's going to get a base hit to the right field. Leadoff runner on for Juan Martinez. Martinez crushes this one. This is going to be his second home run of the TBL Championship Series. That's going to give the Sasquatches a 2-0 lead here early in Game 3. He just crushed that one. Jason Gartz at the plate now. Juan Martinez, has been on fire here in the TBL Championship. Four-pitch walk for Gartz. That's going to bring up Batchelor. Blair on the infield. Going to flip to first for the out. First out of the inning. 1 down. Second. Adam Bashara at the plate. He's going to hit it up the middle for a base hit. Going to not score the runner. He's going to hold. So first and third is 1 out. Going to bring up the 9-hitter, Chris Grant. Chris Grant is going to walk. So all of a sudden the bases are juiced with 1 out for the top of the order, and Roberto Patino, missing the O. Hit by pitch. That's going to score a run. Tino doesn't look long for this game. Wayne Williamson at the plate. He's going to hit it in the right field for a base hit. It's going to score one. They're going to third. 4-0. Bases remained juiced for J.J. June. And that's going to be a base hit over the second baseman. Keeps the chain moving. 1 run remains for Ben Fowler. Robert this time, Renteria in the game. This game's throwing me some name twists. I'm having some trouble. Strike 3, so Renteria comes in and gets a big out there, 2 down. Juan Martinez at the plate. Martinez cranks this one to the right fielder, but he's there to end the inning. Robert Renteria was actually injured on that play, so he gets out of the big jam there, but it's going to be all for him in this game probably. Sasquatches get 5 runs in the top of the second. They lead 5-0 here. Mark Scott leading things off for the Boom. They need to get something going offensively, or they're going to be in trouble here in this series. Up, we have Jared Scott. Strikes out. Jeremiah Brantley at the plate. Going to ground out to the third baseman. So 1, 2, 3, go the Boom. That's great. 1, 2, 3, go the Boom. Sounds like a song. After 2, Sasquatch is 5, Boston 0. Jason Gartz leading things off against Jason Canales. Canales in the game after Renteria injured himself in the bottom half of the second. He's going to get the first batter to fly out. Gartz flies out to center field. That's going to be 1 down. Mike Batchelor at the plate. Yeah, Sergio Saldana in the game has. It looks like previous pitcher was in just to get 1 guy. So Saldana in the game, already the 4th pitcher of the game here in the 3rd inning for Boston. Hopefully this guy has a little more long relief potential in him. Pops it up on the infield, 2 down, excuse me. Shara at the plate. And he strikes out, so that is going to do it for Sasquatches in the 3rd. On the bottom of the 3rd we go. Boston's trailing 5-0. Tom Powers leading things off. And strike 3 on the sinker. 1 down. Joey Johnson pitching pretty well so far. Carlos Granados, the 9-hitter. He's going to walk. So 3-1 count, and he takes first. 1 out for Tim Johnson and 1 on. It's going to be a wild pitch. So down to second goes Granados. Nick Kennedy, or Tim Johnson still to play, excuse me. He's going to strike out swinging. 2 down for Nick Kennedy. And he strikes out as well. So after 3, 5-0 Sasquatches in game 3. Joey Johnson really living up to that 1-3 overall inaugural pick hype right now. Chris Grant leading things off for the Sasquatches against Saldana, who's still out there after coming in the 3rd inning. Leadoff walk on 4 pitches. It's going to bring up Mike Marino. Marino's going to hit it to the center fielder. It's going to be the first out. Wayne Williamson will get a chance next. It's just going to be a quick drop. Williamson hits it to the right fielder. Diving catch. Great play out there by Scott. It's going to be the second out. So J.J. June to the plate. June's going to hit it to the right fielder. This one's going to get down. The base runner's going to get third, so we're going to have runners here with 2 down. It's going to bring up the cleanup hitter, Ben Fowler. Base it up the middle. Going to score a run. 6-0 Sasquatch. Juan Martinez at the plate, 1 for 2 with the 2-run homer. Get things rolling here for this offense in the second. Getting ground out to first. It's going to end the inning after 3.5, 6-0. Zach Coster at the plate. Crushes this one to center field. That's going to hit the wall, and that's going to be extra bases. Leadoff double for Coster. Malik Roach. Roach is going to ground out to first. It's going to advance the run over to third. 1 down. Mark Scott at the plate. Mark Scott's going to ground out to the third baseman, and that's going to be 2 down, but it is going to score Boston's first run of the game, so takes 1 at a time. 6-1. Let's see if they can add to that. Jared Scott at the plate with the bases empty and nobody out. 2 down. And he grounds out to the shortstop. So it's going to end the 4th. After 4, 6-1. Jason Gartz leading things off against Saldana. And a hard grounder to the first baseman, but he's there and steps on the bag. 1 down. Blake Batchelor at the plate. He's going to walk. There's a base runner for the Sasquatches with 1 out. Brings up the catcher, Bashara. New pitcher for the Boston Boom, Jonah Harris. Harris, through 6 innings, hasn't given up an earned run yet this postseason. Has pitched pretty well. And he induces the double play right away. So that retires the side after 4.5, 6-1. Boston's going to lead things off with the 7-hitter, Jeremiah Brantley. Brantley's going to hit this down the line. That's going to drop in front of the right fielder. Base hit, so leadoff runner is on for the Boston Boom. Tom Powers to the plate. And Powers grounds to the shortstop. He flips to the second baseman to get the leadoff runner. Fielder's choice, Carlos Granados at bat with 1 out. Granados sits in front of the left fielder, so 2 base runners now, first and the second, with 1 down, and we're at the top of the order for Boston in Tim Johnson. Johnson hits it to left field, but right at the left fielder, and that's going to be the 2nd out of the inning. Nick Kennedy, 0 for 2 on the game. Going to swing and miss, and that's going to be a wild pitch, it looks like. Pass ball. The runners advance to second and third. 1-2 count to Kennedy. And he strikes out, so Sasquatches get out of the inning without any damage, and they continue to lead 6-1 as we go to the top of the sixth. Chris Grant leading things off against Jonah Harris back out there. Harris got 2 outs on 3 pitches in the last inning, and he gets Grant on a 2-2 pitch there. Mike Marino at the plate. He's it up the middle on a full count. 1 on, 1 out. Wayne Williamson. Oh, and he picked off Mike Marino. So Jonah Harris with a nice pickoff move to take the base runner off the path. Wayne Williamson grounds out to the shortstop, but he misplays it. He made a diving play on it, so I don't know if it was a hit. Let's see. But it looks like a hit. So an infield hit for Wayne Williamson, and J.J. June comes to the plate. Williamson's going to be out by a mile trying to steal second. So Sasquatches lose 2 runners on the base paths. Maybe get a little too cocky out there. We'll see if it comes to bite them in the ass. Zach Coster at the plate. Coster's going to ground out to the third baseman. 1 down. Malik Roach. Two down. Joey Johnson just pitching really well right now. Mark Scott. Strikes out swinging. That's going to do it for Boston. On to the 7th. J.J. June leading things off against Harris. And he cranks this one to center field. Way out of here. 437 feet to dead center for J.J. June. Going to bring up Ben Fowler. One out. Out to third base. Juan Martinez up, 1 for 3 on the game. It'll be a fly out to the right fielder, 2 down. Gonna bring up Jason Gartz. Gartz hits it in the gap. It's gonna be extra bases. So a 2-out double for Jason Gartz. Sasquatches are trying to pile on some more runs here and really secure that lead. Blake Batchelor at the plate. He flies out. That's going to end the inning. After 6.5. Sasquatches 7, Boom 1. Jared Scott going to face off against Joey Johnson here out there to start the 7th. Johnson's at 87 pitches right now. Scott's going to get a base hit down the left field line. It's going to bounce into the corner. I think it's bases. It is leadoff double for Jared Scott. Jeremiah Brantley, 1 for 2 on the game. He flies out to right field. That's going to be the first out. Juan Leos, pinch hitting, 0 for 4 pinch hitting this postseason. .303 as a pinch hitter, it says. So, not this postseason apparently, but 2 down. Frank Savard in 3 for 20 in the playoffs. Coming in to pinch hit. He's going to ground out to the first baseman, so pinch hitters don't get it done. 7-1 it remains going to the 8th inning. Hannah Bashara facing Bob Paulson. Paulson was, what, a starter in another game, wasn't he? Or no, Paulson was a reliever in game 2. Or game 1. Paulson has been in the game. All 4 start things off. So Bashara's on. Grant's going to come to the plate. Grant's going to fly out to the center fielder. It's going to be the first out of the inning. Mike Marino up next. Back at the top of the order. Marino hits this to the center fielder. He's right there, though. That's going to be 2 down. Wayne Williamson. One, two, three, 4 go the Sasquatches. Boston coming to the plate here in the bottom of the 8th. Tim Johnson's going to lead things off against Joey Johnson. He's coming out for the 8th inning at 98 pitches. It's the TBL championship, I guess. Now is the time to throw your arm off. Might as well go 120, 130 if it's working. You get the first out. 1 down, Nick Kennedy at the plate. Going to be a base hit by Nick Kennedy, and that's going to be extra bases. He's going into second. 1 out double for Boston. Zach Koster up next. He's going to ground out to the shortstop, and that is going to be out number 2. The runner goes to third. Malik Roach to the plate. Joey Johnson still out there at 110 pitches, determined to finish the inning. And a base hit to right field is going to drive in the second game for Boston, 7-2. Mark Scott to the plate. And that will do it for the Boom in the bottom of the 8th. Johnson gets through it. 7-2 lead. On to the top of the 9th we go. J.J. June start things off. 3 for 4 in the game. Strikes out here. Going to bring up the 4-hitter Ben Fowler. 2 for 4 in the game. Fowler's going to hit it in the gap. Going to get down, so it's going to be a single with 1 out. Next up, Juan Martinez. 2-run homer in the second inning. Going to line it to the center fielder. It's going to drop for a base hit. First and second with 1 down. Pinch hitter for Jason Garth is going to be Juan Arroyo. Has not had an at-bat. Well, it looks like he hasn't had a hit in the playoffs. Maybe he came in and walked. He's got an on-base percentage there. So, doesn't have an official at-bat yet. Relief pitcher as well. We've got Juan Benavidez coming in for the Boston Boom. I think Benavidez is the closer, but he hasn't had much practice here. So, base hit. That's going to... Oh, the runner's going to hold, so that's going to load the bases up. 1 out. Mike Batchelor. He's going to pop it up in the infield. It's going to be the second out. Oh, it's dropped. What, is that an infield fly rule? What's going on here? What's going on here? Oh, it's a foul ball, though. It's foul. So it's not infield fly. So bases remain loaded for Batchelor. What a funky play. He's going to ground it to the shortstop. Shortstop's going to throw home, and he's out at the plate. Bases will remain loaded, but they get the lead runner, and Shara is up. Shara flies out to the left fielder, and that will retire the side. Sasquatches don't score and threaten, but they have a 5-run lead going to the bottom of the ninth. Last chance for Boston to try to avoid a 3-0 series deficit. Jared Scott's going to lead things off against Joey Johnson, who's still out there. Wow. Dude's at 100 and something pitches with a 5-run lead. Clearly, management does not care about Joey Johnson. He's on an expiring contract, I've heard. So Johnson gets the first out. Quick fly out. Jeremiah Brantley up next. Johnson going to go the distance here. It's going to be a pop-up in the infield, so 2 down. Jose Soto. And a pitching change. Brian Bray's going to come in to get this last out here. Real good logic by the AI on that one. And Brian Bray gets the job done. That's going to end it. 3-0 series lead for the Sasquatches. Boston going to have to figure out a way to turn things around here, or this is going to be a quick series. We've got one more game tonight. Yeah. All right, let's go game 4. We've got Corey Nelson going against Salvatore Gomez. Another seemingly mismatch, but let's see what Gomez has done this postseason. He's a lefty. He's looks like he's pitched in 2 playoff games. He's pitched okay. Las Vegas roughed him up a little bit. And Corey Nelson, I think Corey Nelson's pitched pretty well this postseason, yeah. Corey Nelson, yep, making his 6th start of the postseason. All right, yeah, let's go. Let's see how this thing moves forward. Boston had the 2nd best pitching in the Ice Conference this year. Let's not overlook that fact. Despite some of these underwhelming bars, they've played really well. Wayne Williamson is leading things off for you. That's a change. Oh, going against a lefty lineup. All right. That's a lefty lineup. Wayne Williamson leading things off for the Sasquatches here against Gomez. And a infield single to start things off. Ben Fowler up next. Fowler crushes this one to the gap, and that's going to way out of here. 2-run homer for Ben Fowler. So the Sasquatches start things off red hot here. 2-0 before an out's recorded. Mike Marino at the plate. Mike Marino is going to get a base hit, center field. So far, Salvatore Gomez is made for Jason Gartz at the plate. Jason Gart's going to ground out to the third baseman, so that's going to be the first out of the inning. Down to second goes Marino, and J.J. June come to bat. J.J. June's going to hit this to the left fielder. That's going to be out number 2. Gomez settling down here a little bit. Mike Batchelor at the plate. And he's going to ground out to the shortstop, so that's going to end the inning. Sasquatches get 2 quick runs, and they lead 2-0. Oh, is that a bad throw? Oh, my goodness. Confuse the announcer over here. So first and third and 2 out. And this inning's been extended for Manny Perez. Manny Perez, 7 for 15 on the postseason. He's hitting .467. Probably in there just against lefties exclusively, but he's crushing it. Let's see what he can do here. Former paddler, Manny Perez. And he crushes this in the gap, and the error is going to cost Boston at least 2 more runs. He gets a triple. 4-0 Sasquatches. And that is just disastrous for the Boom. Robert Renteria, who has been the best thing for the Boston bullpen, is in there already here in the first inning. After just 2/3 of an inning, the starter's been pulled here. And that is going to be crushed, and that is gone. 6-0, first inning. We might have ourselves a new TBL champion. I mean, I don't want to jinx it, but that is going to be a tough lead for the Boom to come back from. So 6 runs for the Sasquatches in the top of the first, 4 of them coming after an error that would have ended the inning. And, oh my goodness, let's see what happens here as we move forward, but that is rough. Corey Nelson, who's been a good pitcher on the mound, facing Tim Johnson. And that is going to be a strikeout looking, 1 down. Next up, Nick Kennedy. Two down. Zach Coster. One, two, three, go. The Boom, and Corey Nelson strikes out the side to start the game, so it doesn't get any worse than it gets right now for this start for Boston, which, again, a lot of game left, but man, that's brutal. Wayne Williamson at the plate against Renteria. He's going to take ball 4 on 4 pitches. Ben Fowler at the plate. Fowler's going to ground out to the third baseman. It's going to be a double play, actually. So quick 2 outs. And Mike Marino at the plate, 1 for 1. Marino's going to pop it up in the infield, and that's going to be out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down in an unconventional fashion, but quick inning for the Boom, and on to the bottom half we go. They bring up Malik Roach, face Corey Nelson. I think that's why Corey Nelson's name sticks out to me. He's a strikeout guy. You see his name get up there a lot. So that's 4 strikeouts now in 4 batters faced. He's off to a red-hot start here. Next up, Mark Scott. It's going to be ball 4, so first base runner for the Boom. Jared Scott at the plate. He's going to strike out, so another strikeout for Nelson, 2 down. Jeremiah Brantley. Brantley's going to ground out to the second baseman, and it's going to be an infield hit, actually. He's going to not throw it at all. The runner had beat him, so first and second, 2 down for Tom Powers. Powers grounds out to the third baseman, and he flips it to the second baseman to retire the side. After 2, 6-0 Sasquatches. Jason Gartz leading things off against Robert Renteria. All 4. Leadoff runner on for the Sasquatches, J.J. June at the plate. And that's going to be ball 4. Oh, first 2 on for the Sasquatches here in the third. Mike Batchelor. New pitcher for the Boston Boom, Jonah Harris, back in. Pitched last game as well. Harris has been good this postseason. 8.2 innings pitched, has given up just 1 run. He's going to induce the double play, so he comes on and gets the twin killing. And then we have 2 down with a man on third for Manny Perez. Again, 8 for 16 in the playoffs for Manny Perez. Going to strike out here, and that's going to retire the side. So after 2.5, 6-0. Carlos Granados leading things off for the Boom. Ground out to third, 1 down. Tim Johnson at the plate. Two down. The ground out to first. It's going to bring up Nick Kennedy. He strikes out on a check swing. So 1, 2, 3 go the Boom. On to the fourth we go. Chris Grant at the plate versus Jonah Harris. He's going to fly out to the center fielder for the first out. He's going to bring up the top of the order in Wayne Williamson. Oh, no, it's going to bring up the 9-hitter in Adam Bichara. He's going to dribble it in front of the pitcher. Catcher gets it, and 2 down. That'll bring up the top of the order in Wayne Williamson. He grounds out to the shortstop, and that'll be a quick 1, 2, 3 inning. On to the bottom of the fourth we go. Zach Coster leading things off for Boston. Strike 3. First out. Next up we have Malik Roach. And he strikes out. Nelson putting on a clinic here. 8 strikeouts. Bring up Mark Scott. And he strikes out the side for the second time this game. 9 strikeouts through 4 innings for Corey Nelson. Top of the fifth, Ben Fowler leading things off. Ben Paulson pitching for the Boston Boom. Paulson's been roughed up this postseason. Strikes out the first batter he faces, one down in Granados. Oh, no, never mind, excuse me. Mike Marino and Ben Fowler. Mike Marino at the plate now. And he's going to walk on 4 pitches. 1 on, 1 out for Jason Gartz. Cranks it to the left fielder, and he's right there. That's going to be 2 down. J.J. June at the plate. J.J. June, it's going to be pass ball, but the catcher gets there, and the runner doesn't. The most exciting play in simulation baseball, as I like to call it. J.J. June strikes out swinging, and that's going to do it for the Sasquatches. In the top of the fifth, Jared Scott leading things off in the bottom half for Boston. Strike 3 on a check swing. Strikeout number 10 for Nelson here in the fifth. Eyeing that playoff record, I think, at this point. Jeremiah Brantley at the plate. It's going to ground out. 2 down. It's going to bring out Tom Powers. Going to ground out to the third baseman. So 1, 2, 3. After 5. 6-0 Sasquatches. Mike Batchelor leading things off in the 6th inning against Bob Paulson. Paulson gets him swinging for the 3rd strikeout. That's going to have we're going to have a pitching change. Jason Green is coming into the game now. Face Manny Perez. Perez pops it right back up to the pitcher. 2 down. Chris Grant at the plate. Round out to the shortstop. We'll end the inning onto the bottom of the 6th. Carlos Granados leading things off against no pitches. And he walks him on a full count. The leadoff runner on for Boston, Tim Johnson at the plate. And Johnson flies it to the center fielder. That's going to be the first of the inning. Nick Kennedy. Kennedy watches that one go by. It's going to be a ball, and Granados steals second, so he's up in the scoring position. Kennedy's going to ground into the shortstop for the second out. Runner's not going to advance. 2 down. Matt Coster at the plate. And he strikes out for the 3rd time this game. And the 11th strikeout for Corey Nelson. So 6-0 as we go to the 7th. Bishara at the plate against Omar Marcano, new pitcher for Boston. First time we've seen Marcano in the series. Maybe the last time with the way this game's going. He induces a pop-up to the right field, third baseman. Right fielder, third baseman, first out. Wayne Williamson up the top of the order here. Going to fly out. 2 down. Ben Fowler. And Fowler strikes out, and that's going to be a quick 1-2-3 for the Sasquatches. So all zeros on the board since the top of the first. Sasquatches do have a 6-0 lead due to that big inning. Malik Roach, 0 for 2. Starting things off against Corey Nelson here. Roach, is going to bloop a base hit to right field, so leadoff runner on. Mark Scott at the plate. And he is going to fly out to the left fielder. Juan Leos into pinch hit for Boston. He grounds out to the second baseman. It's going to be a double play. Nelson's going to get the double play. And that's going to end the inning. So through 7, 6-0 Sasquatches. Mike Marino at the plate now facing Wayne Humphrey for Boston Boom. Another pitching change. And he's going to take ball 4. 4 pitches. Going to walk. Jason Gartz to the plate. Jason Gartz is going to walk on 5 pitches. J.J. June. And June is going to walk, so quickly here. Boston has walked the bases loaded. Wayne Humphreys put himself in a jam. Mike Batchelor at the plate. 2-0 pitch. He's going to ground into a double play. It's going to score a run. Sasquatches get an insurance run, not in the best way possible, but still get one across the board. 7-0, and Manny Perez up the plate with a man on third and 2 down. It's going to be the 4th walk of the game for Humphrey. That's not great. Juan Benavides is now going to come into the game for Boston. Going to face off against Chris Grant here with runners on the corners. And he's going to walk the first batter he faces. So 5th walk of the inning for Boston pitching. Bases are loaded again for Adam Bashara. Bashara pops up the 1-0 pitch to the second baseman. That is going to retire the side. Sasquatches get 1 through all that. They still have the big lead. 6 outs remaining in Boston's season. They try to get some magic going. Jeremiah Brantley, 1 for 2, facing off against Corey Nelson, still out there at 101 pitches. As we've seen, these Sasquatch managers like to pitch these pitchers to death, which is hopefully good for me. I hope all their arms fall off. 1 out, line out to the left fielder. Pedro Contreras pinch hitting for Boston. Contreras pops it up in the infield. You can tell Nelson's tired. I mean, it's a striker guy out for 2 down. Frank Savard now pinch hitting. Boston uses pinch hitters like crazy. I love it. All these guys coming in late in these games. Savard hits it to the center fielder, and that's going to be right at him, though. Be a 1-2-3 inning for the Boom. Just 2 hits on the game against Corey Nelson. He has shut them down completely. On to the top of the 9th we go. Wayne Williamson's going to lead things off against Benavides. Base hit. Started off. They'll bring up the 2-hitter, Ben Fowler. He's going to line it down the left field line. It's going to be extra bases in the corner. They're left. Into second he goes. Second and third now. Nobody out. 7 wasn't enough. The Sasquatches are trying to really put this thing away here. Mike Marino at the plate. He's going to strike out looking, so 1 down. Next up, Jason Gartz. Going to ground out. 2 down. That's going to drive in a run. So 8-0 Sasquatches. Man on third for J.J. June. 2 down. Base hit. Run scores 9-0. Mike Batchelor, plate. And that's going to retire the side enough for 2 more runs come across for the soon-to-be champion Sasquatches. And it was a Cinderella run for Boston through the playoffs this year, but it has come to a crashing halt here in the TBL Championship. Very much rooting for the Boston Boom. So disappointing. Tim Johnson on to finish things off. Lead things off. To finish things off, I should say. Corey Nelson still out there, 111 pitches in a 9-0 lead. One out. 2 outs remaining. Kennedy. And that's crushed. The outfielders didn't even flinch. Or at least the left fielder didn't even flinch. Kennedy hits down 435 feet, so there goes the shutout, but Boston still trails by 8. 9-1. That'll bring up Zach Koster. Corey Nelson still in there, unfazed. And that is gone. They're going to have to pull Corey Nelson at this point, right? 9-2. Back-to-back home runs. Zach Koster knocks it out. Corey Nelson still out there, though. What a trooper. Malik Roach at the plate. Going to induce the ground out. 2 down. Now they're going to pull him for the last batter. Corey Nelson, 124 pitches facing Mark Scott. Mark Scott drops in a base hit. Boston's still alive. Jared Scott, or Leos, I think actually. Leos to the plate. Pitching change for the Sasquatches, Raul Urrutia in the game. Urrutia. Raul Urrutia. He gets him to ground out to first, and that's going to do it. The Spokane Sasquatches are our 2008 TBL champions with a 4-0 sweep of the Boston Boom. Congratulations to my friend here, Chris, on his championship. Much as I hate to have to do it, I do have to congratulate you. It's not easy to win. Good job, and congratulations to Jack on a great season. Again, it was a tough ending, but yeah, great job on all around, and thank you, everybody. We'll let this kind of simmer for a bit, and then we'll get some announcements tonight about when we'll start off with the off season. Let's scroll down. Let's see who was player of the game. Let's see who was MVP. Corey Nelson, player of the game. Yeah, 8.2 innings pitched, 128 pitches. The final. J.J. June, TBL Championship Series MVP here. And I can't believe it, the Sasquatches are our champions. It's going to be a terrible, terrible TBL Championship interview. All right, Chris. Well, thank you again for your time again. I'm sure it was worth it since you just won the championship, but thank you for your time and
Totally.
that you donate to the stream, and thanks everybody for watching. Good luck next season.